The last category of data transfer instructions is moving data between memory and register. As we have already studied, the Cortex M3 is a load store architecture. Load store architecture means all the processing is done in the registers only. If at all we want to process some data that is stored in memory, then they have to be brought loaded into these registers, processed, and after the processing they have to be stored back to the memory location. So that is why it is called as a load store architecture. And the only instructions that access memory are load and store. In Cortex M3, the two instructions meant for this purpose are LDR and STR. So this LDR and STR have got different formats depending on the size of the data that they are transferring. So based on the size, you have LDRB for transferring a byte, LDRH for transferring a half word means 16 bits, LDR for transferring a 32 bit, and LDRD for transferring double word, that is 32 plus 32, 64 bits. Here you see in the instruction format something new here, that is Rn comma hash offset. So this is called as addressing mode. Cortex M3 follows different addressing modes. We will look into that later. This is one such addressing mode, that is base offset. So that means the addressing mode is nothing but the way in which the address of the memory location is computed. So here the address of the memory location in this format is computed by adding the content of Rn register and this offset value. So as you see, this offset is preceded by a hash, and hence this is some constant value, immediate value. So the address of this memory location is computed by adding Rn and offset. So from this memory location, a byte of data is loaded into the destination register. In the second format, LDRH, the contents of memory location Rn plus offset and the next memory location, that is Rn plus offset plus 1, is loaded into the destination register, that is 16 bits. Contents of two memory locations are loaded into this register. Next one is LDR. So in this case, the 32-bit data, that is 4 memory locations starting from Rn plus offset, 4 memory location contents are loaded into the destination register. The next form is LDRD. In this, the 64-bit data is loaded. That is why two destination registers are mentioned here, RD1 and RD2, and the content of Rn plus offset starting from this address, 8 memory locations are loaded into these two registers. Next is store instructions. So this is going to store the data specified in the register into the memory location specified by the second operand. So here the first operand is the source and the second operand is the destination, whereas in load, first operand is the destination and the second operand is the load source. So in this case also we have 4 variants, that is depending on the size: STRB for byte, STRH for half word, STR for word, and STRD for double word. So as you see, the content of the lower byte, least significant byte of the register will be stored into this memory location Rn plus offset. Here the 16-bit data of this register, lower 16-bit word, okay, will be lower 16-bit half word will be stored into the memory location pointed by Rn plus offset and offset plus 1, okay, two memory locations. In this case, the content of the entire RD 32 bits data will be stored into this memory location. Starting from this memory location, that is Rn plus offset, 4 memory location will be occupied by this value. And STRD, the contents of two memory locations RD1, contents of two registers RD1 and RD2 are stored into the memory location starting from Rn plus offset. So it will be occupying 8 memory locations starting from this address. The Cortex M3 processor also supports pre-indexing and post-indexing. Now, pre-indexing means the memory address is adjusted first and then the memory access takes place, whereas post-indexing means first the memory access takes place and then the memory address is adjusted. So we'll learn that with the help of an example itself. So here I have LDR.W R0 comma in brackets R1 comma hash offset and an exclamatory mark. So we'll see that what is this exclamatory mark a little later. So as I have already told, LDR stands for loading data register and .w. Here .w is going to take into consideration the 32-bit instruction. So whenever you specify .w, the compiler is going to consider 32-bit instruction. Okay, without that w, by default it will be taking 16-bit instruction for reasons well known. Okay, so here LDR.w R0. So R0 is the destination register where you have to load the value from some memory location. Now which is the memory location you have to access? So that is R1 comma hash offset. That means it is going to load the content of the memory location from R1 plus offset. So starting from R1 plus offset, 4 memory locations will be content of 4 memory locations will be loaded into this 32-bit register R0. So in the assembly language terminology, the square brackets indicates contents of the memory location. The same is the same notation is used here in the instruction as well. Now there is an exclamatory mark here at the end. As you see here, exclamation indicates the update of the base register R1 in this case. In this case, the base register is R1. So as I have told you, the addressing mode is base plus index or offset. So not index, base plus offset. Okay. So base is given in the register R1 and offset here is specified as a immediate value which you have to add to obtain the address of the memory location. The content of this memory location you have to load into R0. That is the meaning of this instruction. And exclamation means whether to update the base register R1 or not. So the presence of an exclamation mark indicates that the base register has to be updated, and an absence of this exclamation mark indicates that the base register need not be updated. So that means actually the loading will start from R1 plus offset, and from starting from R1 plus offset, 4 memory locations will be loaded into R0. Content of 4 memory locations will be loaded into R0. But R1 but R1 will not be updated. It will be having the original value base value. Okay. So the presence of this exclamation mark enables the base register to be updated to R1 plus offset. In post indexing, the example here I have taken is ldr.w r0 comma bracket r1 comma hash offset. So here, as you see, the memory address that you have to access here is written inside the square brackets. It is only R1 is written. That means you have to load the data from the memory location whose address is in R1. So that value is loaded into R0, and only after the loading is over, the R1 base register is updated to R1 plus offset. Okay. So the difference between pre-indexing and post-indexing is, in pre-indexing, first the memory address is computed as per the addressing mode specified, and then the transfer is loading of the data from that memory location occurs. Whereas in post indexing, first the data specified in the base register, data specified in the memory location whose address is in the base register is loaded into the destination register, and after that the offset is added. Okay. And the presence of exclamation mark indicates whether the base register is to be updated or not. So when it is present, it will be updated. The base register will update it to the new value, or without that the base register will be holding the original value. Now the presence of exclamation mark is of significance only in case of pre-indexing, because in post-indexing, even though the exclamation mark is not there, R1 will be updated to the latest value, R1 plus offset. I'll demonstrate the same using an example here. So here this is the precondition. So content of R0 is 0, R1 is 9000. So all this is in hex. So 0x indicates that the value following is in hex. So this is what the content of R0 and R1. The content of memory location, we indicate the notation is like this, that is memory 32, means 32-bit data of the memory location 9000. So that is 01, 01, 01, 01, that is 4 memory location will be occupied by 32-bit data. The next memory location of our interest is 9004. So its contents is 02, 02, 02, 02, all in hex. So now I will be executing this instruction LDR R0 comma in brackets R1 comma hash 4 exclamation. So this is a example of pre-indexing with the write back. So don't bother about the registers R0 and R1 written in lower case. It's one and the same. So what will be the output of this instruction? So this is, first it is pre-indexing, so first the address of the memory location is computed to R1 plus 4. So R1 is 9000 plus 4 is 9004. So the memory location of our interest is 9004. The content of this memory location is 02020202. So this value is to be loaded into R0. Okay. And now because of the exclamation, the base register, which is R1, is to be updated to R1 plus 4. So R1 is 9000 plus 4 is 9004. So R0 is loaded with the content of this memory location 02020202, and R1 is updated to 9004. Let me take another example, that is LDR R0 comma R1 comma hash 4. So now this is, what is this, pre-indexing or post-indexing? Again it is pre-indexing only because it is inside the brackets. So R1 comma hash 4. So there is no exclamation here. Okay, so what is the difference here? The content of the same memory location R1 plus 4, that is 9004, is to be loaded into R0. That is R0 will be equal to 0 to 0 to 0 to 0 to only. But R1 is not updated because there is no exclamation mark. So base register R1 was actually 9000 originally. So it will be retained at 9000 only because of the absence of the exclamation mark. So the output will be something like this. So R0 is this value 0 to 0 to 0 to 0 to, and R1 will be 9000. One more example, that is LDR R0 comma R1 in square brackets comma hash 4. Now this is an example of post indexing. Post indexing means the content of the memory location specified in the address is specified in the base register is moved to the destination register R0, and after that the base register is updated by this offset. So that means the offset is added. So R1 is, the value of R1 is 9000. So the content of the memory location whose address is in R1 is to be loaded to R0. So R1 is 9000. The content of this memory of the memory location whose address is R1 is 01010101. So R0 is to be loaded with 01010101, and after that base register R1 is to be updated by adding the offset. So R1 will be 9000 plus 4. So this will be the output. So R0 is 01010101. R1 will be updated to 9004. So I hope you are clear with this pre-indexing and post-indexing, and without updating exclamation and without exclamation and with exclamation. What is the difference? Okay. Now suppose you have a block of data to be transferred from memory or to memory. So in that case, Cortex M3 also provides multiple register memory instructions. So the same load and store instructions are slightly modified to support multiple memory access in a single instruction. The instructions are LDM and STM. So that is load multiple registers and store multiple registers. These two multiple register memory instructions are combined with the four addressing modes, namely IA, IB, DA and DB. IA stands for increment after, IB is increment before, DA is decrement after, and DB is decrement before. So by combining this LDM STM with these addressing mode, we'll get a set of 8 instructions like this. So with increment after, we'll get LDM IA and STM IA. So increment after means whatever address is specified for the memory location in the instruction, the loading will start from that address, and after each load or store, the memory addresses are incremented. So after the loading memory access is over, the address is incremented. Whereas in case of IB, that is LDM IB and STM IB, that is the IB stands for increment before. So whatever address for the memory location is specified in the instruction, first that from that address 4 is decremented. So 4 is incremented. So that is the meaning of increment before. So before the memory access starts, loading or storing starts, first you need to increment the given address by 4, and from that 4 locations ahead the loading or storing, that is transfer of data, will start. Next is decrement after. So LDM DA and STM DA, that is decrement after. This means the memory grows in the, or memory transfer happen in the decreasing addresses. Okay. That means whatever address is specified in the instruction, so from there the transfer will start, but the next memory address for the memory access will be decremented from that given address in the instruction. So here decrementing will happen after the data transfer has occurred. Whereas DB, which stands for decrement before, so in these instructions LDM DB and STM DB, first decrement before, so first whatever address is specified in the instruction before starting the data transfer, first it is decremented by 4, and after that only the this thing will start, data transfer will start, and it will go into the decreasing addresses. So this is how we can obtain multiple register memory instructions by combining LDM and STM with these 4 memory addressing modes. Let me explain this with an example. So here I have the pre-condition, that is let me take here R0 is 80010, R1, R2, R3 are all initialized to 0. Okay, so the content of R0 is 80010. So the content of this memory location, if I take this as an address, so the content of this memory location, that is content of memory location with the address in R0, that is 80010, is 1. Okay, so this will be a 32-bit number, so it will be occupying 4 memory locations. You can see here 80010, it will be occupying 4 memory locations, 10, 1, 1, 1, 2 and 1, 3. So the next available address is 80014, which is holding value 2, that is what is written here, and plus 4 is 8, so the next value is 3. So the 80018 content is 3. Okay, now I will execute this instruction, that is LDMIA R0 exclamation comma in flower brackets R1 to R3. So meaning of this is, now note here, this R0 is the source. Okay, R0 is the source, means R0 is the memory location you are referring to, and R1 to R3 means you load the contents of the memory location starting from R0 into registers R1 to R3. So you have to move 3 data to R1, R2 and R3. So the data are held in the memory location whose address is in R0, and the next 3 data starting from R0. So first data will be in the memory location addressed by R0, that is 80010, and the next data is 80014, and the third data is 80018, and these 3 data you are required to load into the registers R1, R2 and R3 respectively. That is the meaning of this instruction. And exclamation means, as you have already known, it is to update the base register. Okay, so exclamation means R0 will be updated to the current value. Okay, so after the execution of this instruction, your R1 will be loaded with the content of memory location pointed by R0. So initially R0 was 80014. So the 1 is moved into R0, R1, and the next memory location is 80014, that is loaded into R2. So 80014 is holding 2, that is moved into the register R2, and the next memory location is 80018, that is loaded into R3. I mean the content of that location, which is 3, that is loaded into R3, and the next memory location that the R0 is now pointing to is 8001C. So because of the exclamation mark, the R0 will be updated to 8001. 1C. The other two types of memory operation instructions are the ones which are operating with the stack, that is the push and the pop. So we have seen about this push and pop instructions a little bit in the while we were dealing with the architecture as well. So here I will take a few more examples. First one, that is push R0 in flower brackets R0 comma R4 to R7 comma R9. That means I am not taking the example of a single register push. Here number of multiple registers are being pushed onto the stack. Okay, so here R0 will be pushed, R4 dash R7 means starting from R4 till R7 in sequence, that is R4, R5, R6 and R7. All these 4 registers are pushed onto the stack, comma R9. Okay, R9. So as you know, the push operation first causes the stack pointer to be decremented by 4 and then the transfer occurs. So we know that the stack pointer will always be pointing to the top of the stack. So the top of the whichever is the last filled in, location in the stack memory, that address will be held in the stack pointer. And now when it comes across a new push operation, first the stack pointer will be decremented by 4, and if this instruction is executed in order R0, R4, R5, R6, R7 and R9, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 registers will be pushed to the stack, which will be occupying 6 into 4, 24 memory locations, or 24 bytes are pushed to the stack. So another example for pop. So pop in flower brackets R2 comma R3 means we are popping or retaining back the registers R2 and R3 from the stack. Okay, so the R2, the first in pop operation, whenever a pop instruction is executed, the data from the top of the stack, that is whatever memory location, to whichever memory location the stack pointer is pointing, that will be the top of the stack. The content of that memory location will be popped to R2. The first data will be popped to R2, and then the stack pointer will be incremented by 4 to point to the next data in the stack. And now it is going to pop the next data into R3. So as you see here, stack memory is a decreasing memory, that the addresses grow in the decreasing order. So when you are pushing data onto the stack, the memory addresses decrement, and when you are popping data from the stack, the memory addresses increment. And other point you have to note here is when it is push, first it is decremented, that is empty vacant space is made available first for accommodating the new value. So first it is decremented and then it is pushed to the stack, where in case of pop it is already pointing to a filled location. So first it is popped and then the stack pointer is incremented by 4. Usually, as I have told you, the push instruction will have a corresponding pop with the same register list. For example, what I mean here is, if you are pushing R0, then there should be a pop R0 in suppose in a subroutine. Suppose you are calling a subroutine, and in that first you push R0 and then you say push R1. So when you are popping after the subroutine is over, when you are popping back, it should be in the reverse order. That is, first you have pushed R0 and then R1. So in the reverse order, pop should be first pop R1 and then pop R0. So whatever push instruction you have will have a corresponding pop instruction. So whichever data you registers or data you have pushed, the same thing have to come back to their original places. That is why there should be a corresponding pop. with the same register list. But this is not always necessary, because here is an example. Say push R0 dash R3 comma LR. So here what I am doing is I am pushing registers R0 to R3. It means R0, R1, R2, R3. 4 registers are pushed to the stack, comma LR. LR means the link register. Okay, just recall, link register is the register that is going to hold the return address after a subroutine call. Okay, so in the main program, whenever you get a subroutine call, the execution will move on to execute the control will move on to execute the subroutine. So once the subroutine execution is over, it has to come back to the main program. That is the next instruction after the subroutine call. So the address of this instruction will be stored in the link register. So link register will always hold the return address after the subroutine call. So here I have a push instruction R0 to R3 comma LR. So in between I have the subroutine processing done, and at the end I need to pop these same values to their corresponding places, right? So what I do is pop R0 dash R3, but now instead of LR we have used PC. So that means these registers are restored back to their original places, that is R0 to R3. But link register is the return address after the subroutine call, and we know that the address of the next instruction to be executed always to be held in the program counter. So the program counter will be loaded with the last value, that is the link register value is loaded into the program counter, so that the next instruction, that is the next instruction after the subroutine call, is executed next. Okay, so this is an exception for the rule that the push instruction will always be having a corresponding pop instruction. So sometimes it is not true.
Thank you.